Hello everybody, you're here with Claro Beauty with your host Claudia Lara. Thank you very much for tuning in. So today we're going to be talking about face brushes. Now this is a second video and this is a second drawer of brushes. If you want to see the brushes that I use mostly and my favorite ones, I'll link the video down below because this is a continuation of those brushes that it's not that they're not my favorite, but I don't utilize them as often, but I do have a special reason why I like them and I use them. And so if you are interested in that, please keep on watching. So as I mentioned, if you see my vanity tour, you'll see that I have the other container of brushes on top of my vanity, and those are the ones I use the most. And then I have this other door also on top of my vanity, so I do use them. Don't think it's back on a door, because I do have a door with brushes I don't really use. I even forgot I have them, but they're there. But this is the door, right? One of those little things, and this is what I have in here. So we're gonna go through what each of them represent or utilize for me. If you're interested, please keep on watching and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. All right, so what do I got here? Now this I did mention on that other first video, because this is Real Techniques. This is very inexpensive. This is the one I started back in the day. These are the brushes I use, and I still recommend them. I'll link down below for Amazon. You can get them in a drugstore. These Real Techniques usually come in a set of 3 or something like that, which is really for everything, all you need. It's a very good way to start, and they're very good brushes. They're synthetic, and they're really made by these 2 women that wanted real quality brushes, but not very expensive, and that was their goal, and they really made it happen, and they have stayed, and these are very good quality. So this one, Real Techniques, and this is for blush, powder, bronzer, highlight, everything synthetic, but you see has kind of dyed and undye hair, so you can use it for creams, for powder, for bake, it really for everything. It is soft, very soft, but it's movable, which is something you want in your brushes. And it is a very good size, so you can apply the whole cheek. It can be more precise for bronzing. It can be light on the side for highlight. So, and you can really use it for powder, blurring, brushing real good. So very good. I didn't mention in the other one, but since I put it on top and it stays on this door, I had to bring it up. Now, another 2 that are honoring mentions, it is the Westman Atelier. This is a brush. Now this is expensive because this is $110. Now, it's very soft. This is real hairs, and they're movable like that. It is concise now, and it is made for cream. You can use this for foundation. You can use this for highlight, blurring. It has a very interesting feel to it, very different than most of the other brushes. Now I bought this because Westman Atelier has this product called Loaded Highlight and something like that. I mean, I have here, I can never remember the names, but it is this super loaded tinted highlights. Now there's a big fuss about that product. It's very different than what you usually find out there. It's sort of a blush with highlight cream and powder. It's a very unique product. And so there's a big fuss about it, and she really recommends to use it with this brush. This is what made me or pushed me to get this brush. And so I use it for that product and that product only, really. Does it work the best? Yes. So I do recommend it for that product. It's not one of my favorite products or to-go products, so can you live without it? Yes. But I do have to mention it. Now, there's this other brand that really compares itself a lot with Westman Atelier, and it's not that expensive, and it's sold also at Sephora, because now Westman Atelier is sold at Sephora. It's called Merritt. Now Merritt has a very similar sort of foundation stick as Westman Atelier, and some cream blushes and things like that. So they came up with this. This is actually an allure price winner, you know, so this is a love brush, and it's not that expensive. It's very affordable. I don't remember how much I paid for it, $30, something like that. So now I mentioned this next to this because they are very similar. I don't know if this is real hairs or is synthetic, but it doesn't feel it. They feel very similar. They perform very similar. And actually, I have preferred this one over this one in the products because it's a little thinner. I mean, tinier. It's a little smaller in the head. And so I've been able to do more precision of where I want my stuff. So my cream blush or my highlight, or, you know, so bottom line, you know, if you wanted to get one, I would get the Merritt one for sure. You can use it for the same things, but that's why I got it. I got it mostly because I wanted to compare with this for this channel. You know, given that I already had this, I definitely did not need this, but it was important to me to find out because the price difference is huge. So between the two, I would recommend this. But it has that kind of utilization. Now, I do have another brush that I do recommend it. I'm not gonna keep pulling it out, but you can see the other video. But it was all right, I'll pull it out real quick. It's the Sonia G. This is, and I make a big explanation if you want a longer handle in this. I'm not gonna get into this brush, but this is what I pull out for cream blush. That's why I bring it up. And so I do prefer this. It's much thinner, so I give a lot more precision and where I want it, and I like the consistency, and this is real hairs too. So I much prefer this brush, but I would use it for the same things. And again, I will pull this just for that product. So is it worth it? Not really, but do I use it? Yes. So there you have it. All right. Move it along. In this drawer, I have all the Natasha Denona face palettes. If they're not all here, I don't know where the other ones are, but I do own all of them. Now, Natasha Denona set, she sells this cylinder with many brushes. If you get that, I recommend it. And sometimes she has put them for sale. Not often, but she has. So if you can get it for sale, that's a must-have, and it comes with the cylinder and all the ones that you need. When I was looking for it, it was not available, and so I bought them individually, a lot more expensive, and probably, I think I bought all of them, if not most of them. I really recommend her brushes for her brand. If you like Natasha Denona products, eyeshadows, face, everything, I recommend her brushes for her product. For sure, it makes a huge difference in my opinion. Her brushes are synthetic, they're not real hair, but there's a reason for it. They perform better with her products for sure. They're a little tougher, but they all have a special something for her products. For example, look at this in and out, in and out, in and out sort of thing. This is amazing for her cream blushes and for her face palette, something like this. Let's see, I have the computer. Like she has a whole thing. I own like all 5 or 4 that she has of this. And so this one comes with some cream and some powder and some really heavy highlight and things like that. This is amazing for those products. Now, can you make it work with the other ones that I recommended? Yes, of course. But do I like how this performs? Yes. Now, one of the reasons why this in and out works so well with cream blush that is very heavy is because it makes it not just boom and stain. It makes it very become your skin, blended very well. I don't know if it's the in and out effect. I think that's what it is, because for example, I own this Sephora, and this is the Pro Dome Stippling Diffuser. It says for powder, but this is number 41, and I keep it in the thing. It's much larger, but it has the same sort of thing. You see this? And I bought this because of the nude sticks. I don't know if you're very big on those. I'm not. I think I gave them away and I didn't repurchase. It's just the colors didn't work for me. The consistency is hard to blend, but that's why I bought this, because Those were kind of start to come out. Now we have so many choices, but those were some of the few that started with that kind of consistency. And so I bought one that I would make a line, and then this will help me really diffuminate that cream powder in a nice way. And I think what did it was this sort of thing. Later on, Natasha Denona came with those face palettes, whatever, and then she has this, and it has the same sort of effect, and it really works. So when I want to apply her work, now this one, if you see, it's a diagonal, so it helps with this contouring, it helps with this. So again, I really, really like her brushes with her products. Could I use it with other products? Yes, of course. Now, could I use that with the nude stick that I bought this for? I don't know, because this one is harder, and the nude stick cream shades are a little more thicker and harder. Let me see if I have still one. Yeah, you see, this is what I'm talking about, this nude sticks. This one came, that was the bronzer, and then on the other side, it came its own brush. See the same thing, in and out, and short and, you know, kind of hard. This brush never worked for me. I'm sure they worked. If not, they wouldn't include them, right? This never worked for me, but I did buy this. And back in the day when this ones came new, oh, it was a whole thing, and using this brush was a whole thing. Now, this one was expensive, but it worked, and so I got it. And so I don't really utilize this that much anymore. That's why I have it. So I'm glad I pulled it out. This is the 41. But instead, I will recommend again the Natasha Denona. Now, this one is 16, and that's what I use this for. But I have here 17, and I have here 20. But I own all of them. If they're not here, they're somewhere. But why are these 17 and 20 important? Well, this one is, you know, dyed. And so this one is for blush, for powders. It's perfect size. And this one is more for cream. And she does have a lot of creams in her palettes, you know. So, for example, these two, and I'm going to now pull out for my favorites, right? The one I did in the other video. What would this compare? Because in that other video, I suggest for you 4 must-have. And with those 4s, you can really do everything. So I'll tell you, for example, there was one Sonia G that I recommend for blush. I really recommended this, but they're kind of in the same. So let's go with the one I recommended. So this one is the Designer Pro, and I use this for blush and powders. So this one works for the same reason, this one. Even though it's much bigger, yes, it is bigger, but they will work for the same thing. Now, I did own, I don't recommend it in the must-have 4, but I do have it in the must, you know, in the ones most used, is the Refer 24. And so this Refer 24, well, this it will be more for this sort of 20, because they're both look very, very similar. This is real hair, this is synthetic, but they're both very useful for cream blush, and Natasha Denona has that on her face palettes. They're both consistency, they're both easy to get the product, but you can also use it for powder and more in the kind of like this instead of the blurring, of course, both, but the consistency and everything works. So again, I have this in my most used, Refer 24. But if you use a lot of Natasha Denona, again, I will recommend the full set that I mentioned at the beginning. And these are the 2 for those reasons: cream, blush, bronzer, more diffusing, harder, softer. And so these are the both that I have here. Now, I have the Hourglass Dual. This one I bought because every year I bought for my mom the palettes that are for holiday palettes, Hourglass kind of blush, bronzer, kind of powder thing. And I bought the brush with it, and she does use her brush through the year, and it ends up destroyed. She's not like an aficionado makeup and she just tosses that brush and uses it every day. And so every year I buy another brush for her. Now, these are not inexpensive and they're real hair, but for that Hourglass palettes and the ones I'm talking about, let's see if I have it here. I don't have this six powder that I usually buy for her, but I have this 4-1. And so this is what I'm talking about now. This brush with this is amazing. It's perfect. It has the blurring, the more flat, and then the more pointy. And so it works for everything. The powder, the blush, the bronzer, the everything. This one. Now, is it my favorite? Well, I have to admit, Hourglass, those kind of palettes that I just show you, there's a lot of people that swear by it. And what I've noticed is most people with normal to oily skin, for some reason, that blush just works wonders. I have dry skin and it's not my favorite formula. It doesn't work that well for me. And it's not like, wow, it looks great on me. Like I hear people that love those products, like my mom. And so I don't love those products, and I don't love this brush, so it doesn't really do anything for me. And I have pulled out that palette that I just showed you, and I would use more my Refer 24 with it, which is one of the ones I recommend for must-haves, and or all the other 4, which are my Sonia G's or my blush that I just showed you. So real hair brushes. So again, I don't know if you're interested in this, but if you're big on that Hourglass and things, it does work. Very nice. It does its job. This is brand new, really. Maybe I should give this to my mom next time because I don't really use it. Haven't used it. All right. So moving along. What do I have? I have here IT Cosmetics, another dual, because I love so much my dual number 7, which I talk about it in almost every video, and I did talk about it in my favorites, which is this one for foundation or cream or concealer. And so I start getting a lot of the IT Cosmetics brushes, which I think they're great, duals and C, but I haven't really utilized them. Look, it's so clean and new. I think I used it once. So all of this, I used to use them quite a bit. See, I have another one. This one was like, the best thing to contour, to really do the job. Right now, I do it with all the other brushes. But I remember these ones were very big for Too Faced products. If you remember, like bronzers and brushes. Let me see if I can show you just one, just so, to send you in memory lane. For example, I don't know if you remember this one, Too Faced in a Heart. This was the tea bronzer, I think. What's it called? Sweet Tea. I love this. I still do. Maybe one day I'll swatch it and reasons why I love it. But back on that time, or no, there was the other ones that, I don't know if memory lane. Let me see if I have here. Oh my God, I wish I can show it to you. I don't know if I have them here, but they were the chocolate. You know, they were, oh my God, those were huge back in the day. Do I have it here? No, I don't. I do have it still, but I'm not gonna go and find it. But so all of those that were very big on that bronzing side of spring, I'm talking like 2010 or something. So all of this were for that bronzing effect, contouring effect, you know. So I do have them. I don't use them that much, but I'm sure they can be useful at some point. Then I have more Sephora. This is Pro 73. There was a time that I got into all the Sephora Pro brushes. They're excellent brushes. They work very well. They're very into very significant thing. Where is the other one that I just pulled out the other day? Oh, this one. And I did recommend it. I don't know if I recommended it to you in a video. This is 90. Yes, I did recommend it, which I think now is being done at 96, not 90. I don't know if it's just a new generation or they changed the number, but it looks very similar. It's this one. I do pull this one out. I do enjoy it quite a bit for this effect of contouring or bronzing. So from all of them, I would recommend this in 96, although this one is 90, but it's the same. They're very short, and it really works, and it has a different consistency than my favorites. So I will pull out this for certain formulas. I can't necessarily tell you exactly. I think I bought this for the Too Faced. And so at the same time, I bought the 73 because of the pointy. Those pointy things can work. This is softer for blush, for highlight. So anyhow, I was in that sort of route. So I don't think these are very, oh, this one I pulled out in a recent video. I do like this. See that? This is also a Sephora, and this is a 47. And I was showing you for certain bronzers, if you just want to pow, 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 it really shapes the bronzing effect in a very soft and but beautiful look. And so I do pull out this one for that kind of purpose. That was shown to me by Dior. And so every time I find the Dior bronzers, which are light, not very contour-like, this is what I think I come out like. I wouldn't use it for like my new Gucci bronzer, which are a little more color payout. This is for more very soft bronzer, very soft look, but very precise. And I would do something like that. So I really enjoyed this brush, 47. Last, because I have here, like for example, this is the Bare Essentials. You remember that whole brand and the powders and everything else. I do have this Bare Minerals, you know, very diagonally and things like that. I do have like a Chanel brush that came with the foundation. One of those expensive foundations already decluttered. I don't remember which one it was. I have another IT Cosmetics for powder. This is a very soft sort of hair. So I guess I have them for the times that I need something like that, but I don't pull those very often, so why spend time? But I do want to mention this Trish McEvoy. Trish McEvoy has excellent brushes. They are real hair, and they're not inexpensive. And I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. So I did wanted to mention, one of them is for eye, is this one. But this one reminds me a lot of my favorite Wayne Goss, which means it's very good for hooded eyes. It has very pointy, so you really get there. But then it has this whiteness that it stains the shade on top and the bottom. So I really recommend this. I know we're not in eye brushes, but this is number 29, taper blending. But since I just saw it, I just wanted to mention it. And the other one is this 55 Deluxe Blender, which is like this. Now this one is very nice for concealer. So you can really do this because it's real hair and it is for cream. So if I wanted to cover the redness around, and this will be more for foundation or concealer. Now I have to admit, I don't pull it out that much because I'm not that precise, and I usually just get the IT Dual Foundation number 7. I just do it all over. You've seen how I apply my makeup. But if I really wanted to be careful, maybe I'll do a video where I'm really careful and nice, and I just softly cover all of it and all this. Now I order the Pat McGrath, finally, the Pat McGrath concealer and powder and all of that scenario. Oh, but it comes with a brush. All right, still, I will do that whole patting, or maybe I'll do it with the Clé de Peau concealer, which are not inexpensive. And I'll use one of this and show you how easy it is to work. So I'm gonna leave this one out because I really like Trish McEvoy. Now, I don't know any of her face brushes. Because I don't like a lot of her face products. I do own eye shades and I do like other products, but not her face things because the coloring doesn't work for me. Anyway, I'm going in a tangent. So this is what I have for this. I will do another short video for my powder brushes, which I think is important. This one, I'm sorry, it's just extras per se. But if you want to see my favorite and my must-have, please follow the video link down below. I hope this was useful. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Please ring the bell in the right-hand corner. Comment down below. Please share with me your favorite brushes. And I'll see you next time. Bye.